All right, welcome back, everyone. We are jumping straight into Game 2 of the week, season 6 of the SBL. We got Guerrilla Radio on the blue side going up against WCF, the Washington Corn Farmers, for the purple side. And today we have a very important matchup. This is the battle for the bottom. These are both teams looking for their first win of the season. Should be a very hard-fought battle. And with me is Madam Stripe. How you doing?
I am doing great. Wow. We're blowing through these bands right here, though.
Wow, some really quick bands. Guerrilla Radio going with Evelyn, Elise, and Alistar. At least, like we said in game 1, very strong jungler right now. And Wang used to play a lot of Elise, and he actually played Elise last week. So pretty good band there coming out. And first pick overall for Guerrilla Radio will be Nautilus. And I believe Cruise Master did play Nautilus last week. So that will definitely... Well, actually, Thor74 played Nautilus week 1, so that is a true flex pick for the team.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure they've played that in both positions now. So...
Incoming Thermidor Jungle Nautilus.
Hey, could happen.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah,
but
and...
looks like Shyvana is being hovered, along with Janna. I mean, Shyvana is just still super strong. She still has not been nerfed yet.
Yeah, as we saw last game, Dub Drum, and is this really going to be the second game in a row where Purple Side's going to get Shyvana? I don't agree with that. I mean, she's just too strong right now. Yeah, and Wang's going to lock it in.
Let's see what they bring out for the jungle counter here.
I
still don't know enough about Thermidor to say anything.
No, I believe that is going to be Diana Jungle. When our team was scouting him out for our matchup against Guerrilla Radio, I believe that's one of his jungle champs. Is Jungle Diana.
It is extremely strong still with the Rune Glaive. She can still burst people.
Yeah.
We are seeing a Lucian here. He has definitely fallen out of the meta quite hard. And
yeah.
It's going to be up against a Kalista in lane. They're both lane bullies. Well, Kalista is, especially once she gets her first back. Get that BF sword.
Yeah. And it was like 2 patches ago, Kalista took a nerf to kind of her early game bully phase, and we'll have to see how that goes against Lucian, who, like you said, we don't really see anymore. His win rate dropped pretty low. Doesn't have that oomph like he did in previous eras.
He's still considered a lane bully, but we'll have to see if Swift can use him to his full potential.
Yeah, and man, with this draft phase is going by pretty quick here. Garen freaking Bolter, he locked in a Maokai top for himself, and the response to that was Rumble and Orianna.
Two very strong picks.
Yeah, Orianna this season in the SBL has been incredibly strong. I don't think a team has lost on Orianna yet. We've seen some pretty fantastic Orianna play.
Yeah, Orianna is just one of those staple champions that, for some reason, once she starts getting picked, just is always picked. Just how she works. People forget about her for a bit, and then she always comes back towards the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I assume we're going to be seeing her at Worlds if this trend continues.
Yeah, if the Worlds trend continues, we're going to be having Jax and Corki coming back pretty soon, too.
Oh, good old World Championships. And the last pick overall, Purple Pickle Pie, gonna lock in a Kog'Maw for the mid lane.
Extremely strong Poke champion. Actually, not too bad against this lineup. They do have like a little bit of engage, but it's not the best of engage to get on them. And Kog'Maw will be able to stay safe as long as Diana doesn't get too close. Still have the Janna. Get them off of you.
Yeah, Janna, and I'd assume Maokai as well will stay in the back for the peel, because you have 2 very squishy backline champions with Kalista and Kog.
Don't know if we've seen Thor74 on Rumble. I know it's been banned against him a few times. So I'm excited to see if these bans were warranted or not.
Yeah.
It is an extremely strong pick, and if the player knows how to play that champion. turn team
Yeah.
fights around.
Yeah, I have a feeling that, well, what do you think about the Rumble versus Maokai matchup? I think that would go over to Rumble, right?
It does go over to Rumble after. It's pretty even, but Rumble can still just sit with Flamespitter, and Maokai does have to walk into it the last hit.
Yeah.
Until he gets a few items and can just clear the waves with a QE combo. But there's a lot of magic damage on Gorilla Radio here.
Yeah.
Actually, on both comps, there's a lot of magic damage.
Oh, yeah, wowzers. Yeah, you're right. It's pretty much all magic damage with one physical carry for both teams.
Yeah, Wang will be doing physical damage, but I don't know. Some people play Shyvana and have like 50-50 damage. When I play her, I have like 60-40 damage, magic to physical.
Yeah.
But she's still going to be putting out a lot of damage, and she just has so much percentage health damage.
Yeah. I can't imagine, I mean, Wang on Shyvana, usually you want to go Devour straight into Blade and then into tankiness, so that might be a little too late. I have a feeling Albino Joe will be the one to opt in for a very early locket against that very heavy magic damage team coming out of Gorilla Radio.
Yeah, and if Shyvana gets ahead here, I'm not seeing any way to stop a split push on her out of Gorilla Radio.
Yeah, pretty much only if Diana gets really far ahead, which I still don't think she could go toe to toe with a pretty big sated Shyvana.
No, I don't see that happening at all.
Yeah.
But both of these teams are defeated so far, so one of them will be getting their first win. So we'll get to see who will be for sure last place in the league after tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet, but
WCF has looked very strong in their early games, though. They just have not been able to close out. So we'll see if they've fixed a few of their problems this week.
yeah, in prior weeks they've actually gotten gold leads, and they looked like they were in the driver's seat. Looks like they were going to close out the game, but then some kind of miscommunication happens, and they really just sort of crumble under the pressure of late game team fights. Maybe they have that all fixed for this week. We'll have to see. Gorilla Radio, though, I think they need to come out of the gate with a strong lead for this to bolster not only their mentality, but their comp works pretty well from ahead.
Yeah. The one issue I'm seeing is the ball delivery system with Orianna. You only have Diana that's going to be getting in there. Potentially Cruise Master, but it's very hard to get into the middle of the team as Nautilus with a hook.
Right. Yeah, usually you want that big beefy front line who is just going to dive straight into the middle of things.
We will have to see if he's been having a lot of trouble with positioning as the game goes on. We'll have to see if any of that's been fixed this week.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's misstepped quite a few times.
I'm waiting for him to just jump to Ezreal, just play that train, so his mispositions are a little bit less pronounced. But we haven't seen that yet. Kalista is one of the harder champions to position with in team fights if you're not comfortable on her. Could be jumping straight into their team.
Yeah. One auto attack can literally mess up the team fight for Kalista.
But there isn't a lot of point and click lockdown. You have the Nautilus ult and then the Diana ult, but if she doesn't hit the Q, she's literally going to be ulting in and hoping to one-shot. Which if Diana doesn't get ahead, I don't know if that will happen.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either. She doesn't even have CC till level 6, so I'd imagine both these junglers will probably just want to power farm. Wang will want to power farm pretty much the whole game, and Diana, maybe once he hits 6 on Diana, he'll want to go in for some ganks. Something interesting though, Purple Pickle Pie bringing Cleanse to the mid lane. I guess that's really just for Nautilus.
Yeah, that is not a bad pickup either. He doesn't need the Ignite. The only other summoner he would have really gone was maybe Ghost or Heal. So, is interesting to see.
Yeah. All right, folks, we are loaded into the game here. don't see another invade, or any invades, I should say, happening.
There's not much follow-up about the only thing you have is a Nautilus hook at this level 1.
Mm-hmm.
But no follow-up on that CC whatsoever. I expect fan-outs from both teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep, looks like that's what we're gonna get here.
See if there are any cheeky invades in this game.
What the hell? Albino Joe, man, he's such a good player, but sometimes the way he builds his champions just freaks me out, man. He doesn't have biscuits. He went 21 in utility, but didn't get biscuits.
And he
And he
also started with a ward.
Or a green ward, yeah, and that's such an old convention. Like, that doesn't really happen anymore. When you're in bot lane, you can pretty much balance out your trinkets between the two teammates and get full coverage.
Brawl, but like 30 seconds at a time, early game. But we'll have to see if they play super aggressive in this bot lane. I don't know if they really can, because that Janna shield plus Kalista Rend early on is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen early on, I believe week 1, Albino Joe, he played Janna into the Yona, and he disengaged very well with Howling Gale, and that's also true for Nautilus. When he hooks in, you can pretty much Howling Gale before he lands his auto to get the stun.
Yeah. Thermidor's gonna get a very big leash here. Should have no trouble clearing his jungle. But he's already slower than Shyvana. That's what we're gonna be seeing here.
Oh, I don't know, man. I played Runeglaive Evelyn the other day, and Runeglaive really bolsters the damage output of those AP junglers.
Yeah.
But I agree. Devour Shyvana, I'm pretty sure the fastest farmer in the game.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can actually outfarm her whatsoever. Gurnig just throwing out some little harass with his autos.
Yeah, and Wang actually crept into the enemy red side here. Takes a little peek, doesn't see the red, so Thermidor already secured that red buff for himself, and Wang will not see him at the race on the way out.
We're already seeing a big CS lead up top here. Dan is down a lot of health already.
Yeah, like you said, just Flame Spitter in the wave, and Garen freaking Bolter, he has to try to go in and auto.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for him early on. I would have liked to see him start a camp early on with his saplings. Very easy to do. Give you a boost to that lane that he definitely needs.
Yeah, and with Wang taking the time out of his day to go into the enemy jungle, he's only at 7 CS here, but he should even it up a bit. But Thermidor farming hard here. He will pick up double buff for himself. Maybe see. No. His side of the top lane is pushed up, so no ganks coming in. Pretty standard laning phase around the board here.
Yeah.
Oh, Swiftkin a little close for comfort there on that tower. He takes quite a bit of damage from the Ren stacks.
Both AD carries did just use their health pots though. I didn't see if a hook went down on Gurnik because he did take some damage. Dan is out of mana up here already. Lane is not going very well for him right now.
No, yeah, he's 7 CS down. It's so just a very slight, like 100 gold lead for Guerrilla Radio, just out of good farming. Ooh, Howling Gale goes out, hits AJS0. Cruisemaster tries to get the stun and the hook, tries to get a little bit of damage to it. He's gonna walk away. Flash comes out from Gurnig preemptively, tries to hit the Ren, and he does, but Cruisemaster not gonna go down. He has the health pot ticking.
Really early flash on out of him.
Yeah. Yeah,
I,
now that you're down a flash, you can't play as aggressively as before, and I don't think you're gonna get the kill as it was on a tanky Nautilus.
yeah, especially with heal up.
Oh yeah, Swift actually did burn that
Yeah,
heal
he did
to
have to
help
burn
Cruz,
the
yeah.
he did have to burn the heal. It would have killed without that heal.
Yeah.
But flash is still much more important than heal.
Thermidor taking a trip to the enemy jungle as well, and he's not able to find any jungle camps. That looks like a Shyvana jungle to me.
Fast clearing it constantly. I would like to see a gank top here out of... There is enough CC that they could definitely burn a flash super easy up top.
For WCF?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if Wang still had red buff, which I'm not sure if he did. No, he didn't, but yeah, you're right. With a Maokai Snare into just burnout damage might be enough to scare Thor away and burn the flash.
Yeah. But Wang just gonna be happy to sit in his jungle and farm. Mid laners are level 6 now, so there is kill pressure there.
Oh, AJS Zero
wow.
and Cruisemaster, they're caught in a very bad place. Exhaust onto AJS Zero. Cruisemaster with the disengage hook there. It might save AJS Zero's life, but he's going to flash away and he will survive the gank out of my Wang.
2 flashes for an exhaust flash out of Janna. Still a very good gank.
Yeah, you got the flashes down from the bot lane, so I imagine Wang will want to revisit that lane soon enough. But look at Purple Pickle Pie. He's accumulating almost a 10 CS lead here on that mid Kog'Maw.
Up here, up top.
Oh, sitting in that top lane bush.
He is only level 5.
Yeah, they saw him go into that tri-bush and walk into the river. Thermidor wants to stick this gank, though. He's still waiting in that top lane.
Purple getting out some very good harass on Aros here. But
yeah, and he already backed and got that early tier, which is what Kog'Maw mid wants.
Thermidor did hit 6 waiting in that bush there.
Oh man, now the wave's put. Oh, he's gonna go into the second bush now for top lane. Slowly but surely, he will gank, and it comes in, but it's so telegraphed though. AJS here is almost all the way off the equalizer, and a pause happens with Thermidor jumping under the tower. Garen Breaking Bolter is so incredibly low right now.
That was throwing out a gib at Dub Dome right here with OG Little Saint lagging.
Yeah.
Dan is most likely gonna be dead here. I don't see him getting out.
Yeah, I think that's enough burst damage coming out of Thermidor. Probably just one more auto away for him, and then he'll walk away from the tower. He shouldn't trade his life unless Garen Breaking Balder has like a twisted advance ready.
If he does have that twisted advance and he's just spamming it right now, he may be able to avoid the damage and snare under turret, and Thermidor did just flash in there to make sure he was in range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all balls to the wall here for Guerrilla Radio, trying to net an early first blood.
Not the best ult out of Thor, because he could have definitely thrown that so that Dan had no way to get back to turret without flashing on top of that. I just caught him at the tail end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, does Equalizer slow still nowadays?
Yes, it does. Equalizer does slow. But he could have set that up so it's still on the turret, I think, with the range, because it has a massive range. You actually try to cast that.
Yeah, so I mean, in situations like that, it almost maybe just be better to draw a line, to just maybe to get the slow, but then he would have flashed over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, maybe position it in such a way where
I think if he would have just casted it the opposite direction, so it started where it's ended right now instead, that still would have caught Dan, and it would have also been under the turret for more additional damage right here.
And Final Joe did disconnect from the game, so we might be waiting on him.
Was at a very inopportune time, to say the least.
Yeah.
But before this kill probably goes down, we are gonna see. I don't know what's gonna happen. Bot lane is Kalista. I just want to talk about this build, going straight for the cut list.
I mean, I don't think it's a terrible build on Callista. Usually you see the Bloodthirster first. Well, no, I mean, sometimes you just see the BF and then into the Cutlass. Or actually, no, sorry, BF into Hurricane. You can pretty much just build Callista in a lot of different ways effectively, but I think Cutlass is the worst start.
There aren't very tanky people that you need the Brick 4 in this game. And a lot of that team is just going to be clumped up in the front line because you're going to have Thor and Thermidor both diving into the back lane. And Kalista could get a lot of auto attacks with the Bloodthirster to get that shield proc. On top of the to just stay alive longer in these fights. But Kalista is one of the few champions that will not be building IE during the game.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what ends up happening here. Still just waiting to see if this ult will straight up kill AJ or Dan.
Yeah. The suspense is at an all-time high here, folks. Man. I think Albano did reconnect here, so hopefully we'll get a resume.
I think his computer froze is what they were saying. The sounds of it. It was not a ping issue.
Yep. But Swift, he has, a sizable gold lead.
Yeah, almost 15 CS up right now, has the BF sword.
Yeah, so they have the power in that duo lane. Once they have their flashes back, though, I mean, I don't know if they want to start fighting without the flashes, but once they do, they have all the pressure.
I mean, there are no flashes on the other side, though, either, so...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, Gurning blowing that flash early on, try to get that Ren kill. So, yeah, this is sort of an even ball game in bot lane. Yeah. But, I mean, a better ball game for Swift, though, with the BF. The game has resumed, and First Blood will go over to Thermidor, and he will walk out and survive.
Camera goes straight to bot lane.
Oh, did it not see it?
No. My directed camera went straight to bot lane, and that's going to be a lot of CS for Dan to lose right there. Already down 10. Down a level. Not a good spot to be.
No, definitely not against a Rumble either.
No. Gurnet going aggressive here.
Yeah. Renstacks go out early here. Wang trying to ult in here on Shyvana. Cruisemaster with a good hook to get him away.
Yeah. They almost had that bait. Quite though. But that is going to force AJ or Swift back right now. All they expended was the Shyvana ult, which is really not that important.
Right.
Because with Devour, she can build that up so fast.
Yep, and Wang now does have that Devourer and a couple health pots. Might see some straight up power farming from him, and like we said, Thermidor did go for that Runeglaive out of Trailblazer. Pretty early Runeglaive and boots for Jungle Diana right now because of that First Blood.
Yeah. Gonna be super far ahead. Or, I guess not really. She's even on CS right now, though. So. Dan just taking a lot of damage in this bot lane, or in this top lane, with no retaliation whatsoever. We are seeing the difficulties that a Nautilus has of actually locking down a Kalista without using ulti right now. as he's having a lot of trouble just getting that auto attack. Aros taking quite a bit of damage mid.
Yeah, Purple Pickle Pie, he's playing this Kog'Maw mid like a boss. He's just staying in lane and out CSing arrows on Ori.
Well, I'm not really for sure if I like this Orianna build.
Straight into Morella Nomicon.
Yeah, with when you need the MR damage, or when you have a lot of magic damage on the other team.
Oh, Thermidor, he goes in. He's gonna take 2 tower shots for that.
He may go down here.
Yeah, shield goes out from Aros, but
And
oh
that
man!
will be a purple getting the kill.
Oh, the ooze and that Kog'Maw finished him off.
That was from that gank earlier. He did not have his flash up. And with red buff, he's going to be putting a lot of damage on Aros here.
Yeah, really greedy play out of him. He tried to chase My Wing back into the mid tower and took too many tower shots for his own good and has to walk back while Kog'Maw's drilling him with the ultimates. So while they had a lead, it's kind of all gone now.
Yeah, and then this bot lane CS is a huge difference right now. Almost 20 CS up for AJ. Joe and Gurnig not taking advantage of that Callista W passive, where Janna can actually last hit under turrets after he auto attacks one.
Yeah, okay, coming in. AJ Zero travels a long way with that twisted advance, and Thor will retreat to the safety of his tower.
Is his flash down though? So that's definitely an easy repeat gank out of Wang.
No, teleports are still
Thermidor?
up for both top laners here. No dragon fights, not even control over dragon really. Wang's usually one to go for early dragons.
It is rather difficult to go for an early dragon when your bot lane's losing like this. Just constantly shoved in.
Yeah,
Makes it extremely difficult, especially when she doesn't have any lifesteal or ulti to get out right now.
Oh yeah, 30 CS lead for Swift here in the bottom lane. Playing Lucian very well.
Showing that Lucian still does have that early game power. Gonna wait and shove out this lane.
Oh, they actually just started camping that bush, hoping Gurnig would take a step back into the wave, but he does not. So they'll push one more wave in, and probably recall here. Thermidor is in the wings though.
All of these ultis though. Actually putting a lot of harass down on Aros with that.
Oh man, Ooze hits. That does so much damage.
It's very annoying to deal with because it does a lot of slow.
Oh, actually misses the Q for Thermidor there, but the ball goes down and the shockwave hits on the purple pickle pie, and Aros will flash and pick up that kill for himself.
Yeah, he needed to flash before the cleanse there. Get out of that gank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he actually used both summoners there.
Both of those are just knockups, so it's not going to be very efficient.
Yeah, which is why I kind of questioned the cleanse pick here. I mean, it works really good against Nautilus, but a lot of the other stuff's just knockups or slows.
They are going for this dragon.
Yeah, Pink Ward's down here. Guerrilla Radio posturing to try to be the ones to take the early dragon here. 4 members, though, of WCF are here in full strength here. Teleport comes out of Thor 74. So it's a big old fight over the first dragon here, but Purple Picklepie, he's miles away. And first dragon will go over to Guerrilla Radio.
That would have been a very bad position for WCF to fight in as well, with the Rumble ulti up. They would have just been trapped in a corridor, taking all of that damage.
Yeah, Rumble is the king of these early dragon fights. Equalizer does so much damage early on. And looks like the players will spread out back to their respective lanes.
It is very hard to shove up against an AP Kog'Maw.
Yeah, he wave clears so effectively and has that tier, and looks like he's gonna go for an early Luden's Echo.
This jungle CS difference is not what I would expect it to be at right now, with Thermidor keeping up extremely well, and denying that dragon is very big for those 5 stacks, as we're seeing Wang on 15 right now, so he's halfway. But Pickle just landing ult after ult on Aros right now. Once he hits that Rylai's, I do not know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and he put a bunch of wards, or at least his teammates did, around the mid lane. He has full coverage around him, allows him to play a little more aggressively without those summoners. Bot lane tower's going very low. Gurnig with the flash, Kalista ult, misses on the Aegis Zero. Nautilus ult comes out to try to re-engage the fight here. And they're both trying to go onto Gurnig though. Albino Joe doing a lot of healing through the Monsoon. And Swift will pick up that first kill, and Thermidor in the bot lane to help out. Cruise Master getting that one. And sort of an easy double kill for Guerrilla Radio.
Yeah, just going way too aggressive in that lane. Wow, Thor putting out so much damage right now. Dan cannot even stay in that lane. Already has the... what is that? Leandry's Torment. So he's just going to be eating through that HP of Rod of Ages.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Rod of Ages on the Maokai. It's an item that he used to build a lot, but I usually don't see it a lot nowadays. Usually off to the early Righteous Glory or...
It's a lane dominance build, but he doesn't have lane dominance, so...
Yeah.
I don't know what he's actually doing with it.
I mean, it eventually will pay for itself, and it will be a good item, but as of right now, he stands no chance against Thor 74. But he is calling up his jungler. Wang is coming through that tri-bush. I don't believe it is warded.
Gonna be a 2-on-2, potentially.
Yeah. Thermidor has the flank, though, and he's right behind my Wang, and they meet in the jungle. The fight begins between the two junglers. Oh, and Thermidor will just have to flash the Baron while he cannot fight that red buff Shyvana right now.
Yeah, I don't know if this game goes to late game. I don't know if they're going to have an answer for this Shyvana. They don't have the CC to lock her up at all. So this Shyvana, if she can get farmed, will become a very big issue.
Yeah, oh, Shockwave comes out
Aros
for the disengage.
Just to survive right there.
Yeah. And it's a good amount of damage down. I don't think Guerrilla Radio, though, can come away with anything right now. And Wang, Shyvana ults in a little too early there. Doesn't even hit Thor 74, and both members are on the equalizer. Aegis, is so low right now. Thor going in, and he has to respect flash from the Flame Spitter.
The 1v2 out of Thor.
Yeah, what a boss. And he did that weak one, too, on top Nautilus, man. This guy is a top laner.
Yeah. They will get that top lane as well.
Yeah, so sort of a slight misstep out of WCF, and it loses them not only not a kill, but also a tower.
Yeah, and 2 flashes to get out of that ulti at the same time.
Guerrilla Radio starting off with a 4K gold lead here, and this is what their team comp definitely wants. There's Thor 74, super big on a Rumble right now, and Aros, he's staying in there. He's got the Merlinomicon finished, working on the next big ticket item there. He has some pretty good shockwaves so far.
There's a big CS lead or difference bottom and
oh yeah,
lane.
that is widening.
Jungle does have it for my Wang, but there are 1 kill and 2 assists on Thermidor here with that Diana.
Yeah, actually picks up a Zhonya's Hourglass, which now that I think of it, is probably a very good item for him.
Yes, it allows him to dive and survive any backup burst damage. So
Yeah.
this Kog'Maw is slowly getting built up right now. He already has 540 stacks on his tier.
Dragon's going to be up in about 25 seconds. Guerrilla Radio trying to get the flank onto Gurnig and Albino Joe. They will disengage safely with the Howling Gale. Yeah, they're setting the boards, trying to get this river control for the second dragon of the game. I don't see how WCF could win a dragon fight. Oh, wait, Thermidor goes in onto Gurnig, tries to lay the damage down. He still goes in. Oh, man. Now their ultimate will take a lot of damage out of his health pool.
It's traded back evenly right there, though.
Yeah, Thor 74 picks up a kill in the top lane, but we're still here in this river. Once Thor picked it up, he'll instantly teleport down, and Dragon control goes back over to Guerrilla Radio.
Yeah. This has been one of the problems with Purple, is Dan has gotten behind on a lot of his games this season. But they do trade a turret back. They're only down 2.5k gold, down 4 kills and 1 turret, so it's not the end of the world yet. They do have that Kog'Maw poke.
Yeah, the Kog'Maw and the Kalista scale so well, and so they just want to sort of wait this one out. Teleport comes out of Garenbrick and Balter in the mid lane just to help clear the waves. Very questionable teleport.
Wow. I don't really think they needed it. They were all super low, and Purple landed 1 ulti, and it sent them all back.
yeah, and you probably could have just walked back to mid lane and got there in time. But yeah, it's teleport will be down for both top laners at the moment.
They should be close to an even timer, though, as he did teleport to a turret and not a ward. So they both should have teleport up about the same time. Wang just getting some farm here. Is just scaling up, and still don't see an answer out of, if this game goes late enough, an answer for WCF to deal with this Shyvana.
Yeah. I think Garen Frank Balder, he just has sort of minimized his losses at this point and build really tanky.
Yes, he's starting to finally build the magic resist item. I cannot remember the name of it right now.
Lock-in? I mean, it looks like he's just going for Merc Dreads right now, but Callisto lands onto Cruise Master. He has to flash over the wall. Tons of Ren stacks still in him, though. They will get popped. He tries to use his ultimate to disengage.
And Purple throwing a little bit of damage on AJS there at the end. Free pick, though. Going to clear that pink ward. Gurnig desperately needed that kill.
Yeah. He's getting back. He's climbing back in CS right now. Has the blade completed, and looks like he's going to probably go for a Rune Answer again.
He's going to have a lot of attack speed here. Very close game. A lot closer than it was just a little while ago. Ooh.
Yep. Oh, Thermidor lands the Q on Albino Joe. Talisman is popped to try to disengage. Red buff will take him down. Another Q will land on the Gurnig, and he has a long lane to try to run away, though. He has the auto attacks, but I think he missed up back a little bit, and Swift gets in range for the last auto.
I think if he could have gotten that rend off, he might have been able to kill Thermidor, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, oh, and Gurnig still had flash, though.
Yes.
I think maybe scared of like red buff ticks or something. So more kills going over to the Guerrilla Radio side, but like you said, the gold lead's still not as big as it probably should be at this point.
Not for how dominant they have looked in this game. I would expect it to be a little bit more. But they are only up 5 kills and 1 turret.
Ooh, Shockwave lands onto the solo Purple Pickle Pie, and Nautilus Hook comes in. Big hook, but it's not going to be enough to kill him, and Cruise Master slowly hops away, and he will go down. Smite comes in onto Aros from my way, but look at the Shyvana damage. He is so big right now. Tons of damage for him.
As is Bork, and he is sated already. Wow. That was a lot more damage than I was expecting.
Yeah, I thought they were just going to sort of gracefully walk away from Shyvana, but not today.
And they were the ones that did initiate that fight as well.
Yeah, they weren't able to pick the kill up on Purple Pickle Pie, and they're still trying to go into this mid tower there as 3 strong. I don't think you're going to get that with Purple Pickle Pie there.
No. Purple is showing very good Kog'Maw mechanics. Surviving that fight somehow. They couldn't quite burst him down. But that CS lead in the bot lane has been closed for the most part. It was up to like almost 40 CS at one point.
Yeah.
Back down to 15.
Yeah, Swift has 3 green wards in his inventory and an upgraded blue trinket, and he's really all about that upgraded blue trinket very early on when he plays ADC, and 3 wards, and he's helping out on the vision front as well.
Almost. There's a 1500 gold lead out of the jungle, or out of the top laners right now for Thor. 1,000 for AJS. So that is where a lot of their gold lead is.
Yeah. Another shockwave goes down and hits both Albino Joe and Purple Pickle Pie. It's doing a lot of decent damage, but no one's there to follow up.
They don't really have very good follow-up for it once it goes out.
Yeah.
They may be able to get this mid turret now, though. As they did just force back 2 members. And it is already super low.
John Shield's not going to be enough here, and Aros will get that last hit on the mid tower. Yeah, when Purple Pickle Pie has the back, mid tower has no defense.
The next dragon is in 11 seconds here.
Yeah, but all of WCF here, they are grouped up and they're ready to fight. Same with Guerrilla Radio. We're going to probably be in here for a very explosive team fight.
Wang did just use his smite on the wolves. So there's no chance of a smite steal. I think they're just gonna give it up.
Yeah, you have Thor 74 at full health here with an equalizer. I don't think you run into this dragon choke.
They are all really chunked though. This Kog'Maw poke is doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, and for the 3rd dragon in a row, WCF watches Guerrilla Radio take it down. It's a smart choice though. They cannot run through that choke with equalizer up.
I think they need to get off some good flanks here. They just don't have the ward coverage for it. They have 4 wards around Dragon, but none of them are actually offensive at all. They have no vision of anywhere that Guerrilla Radio is going right now. But it looks like they may just try and shove this top turret in. Gurnid is down bottom. It looks like he's probably going to die here.
Yep, Thermidor on the flank there. Aegis Zero is there, and he's trying to do his best to battle, and he will go down before he pops off the rend. Dive coming in from the top lane here. Thermidor and Cruisemaster. Thor's getting really low, has the flash over the wall, but Wake follows him with the flash too. Look at those Dragon Wings flap, and he's gonna pick up another kill.
But how much are they gonna trade here for this?
Aros has to wait for the wave for the mid, and teleport comes out of Garen to defend the bottom tier 2.
I don't know if that was smart by Cruz to go and contest that.
Nope, probably not, but luckily he will not die. So both teams lose a tower and a kill, or I mean a champion, so.
They may be able to shove this bot turret in though.
Yeah. Ooh, Callisto able to save Albino Joe, but he goes back in for the additional knockup. Thermidor has the Zonias to try to stay alive here. His teammates are there to try to help him out. Shockwave comes in and killing spree for Thermidor onto Garen freaking Bolter. Just 1 kill, and Gurnig is really low. Has to back. Might be bottom tier 2 tower for Guerrilla Radio.
Got burst damage coming out of Lucian and Diana. Quite a lot. And Dan just is not tanky at all right now.
Yeah.
He is actually starting the Locket build.
So, like I said earlier in Champs, like you know, usually Lockets are a jungler or a support's duty, but Garen freaking Bolter, he's gonna be the one to take up the mantle, and he's going for Locket. He does now have Merc Treads, and he's on his way to his Locket, so he's pretty much building full MR for his resistances here, with a little bit of help from Rod of Ages as well.
But Wang already does have his Spirit Visage. Unless AJS is killing him, I don't see how they're gonna do anything to actually stop that.
Yeah, and he itemized Sphere Visage too, and it's gonna do really well. He can just run through equalizers. He can shed off Diana attacks.
I'm expected to see probably a Randuin's Banshee's Veil out of him. Maybe even something like a Warmog's, just for the health
Yeah,
against this team.
Yeah, that would actually be a bad buy.
Because as we all know, or as Lucian falls off late game and doesn't quite do as much damage.
Yeah, and I think Lucian might already be falling off. He only has the IE and Static Shiv. He has a Vamp Scepter. I assume he's working on a Bloodthirster next. But yeah, Gurnig though on Kalista, he has the blade, has the rune, and so he's already doing a considerable amount of sustained damage through the team fight.
Thermidor doing half health to Dan, just off one combo, not even using his ult the second time.
Yeah, either that means Thermidor's just really ahead, or Thor's really, or Aegis Hero is really behind, because he's building all MR right now.
Yeah, Dan, I think, is just super far behind right now. He's down almost 70 CS. Trying to get this blue buff over to Aros right now.
Oh man, Luden's Echo procs coming down into Aros. He's half health right now. My Wang chooses to go in. Shyvana goes out, but he is exhausted. Not able to do the damage right now. Shockwave comes in. Swift able to pick up that kill. Has to use the call in to try to disengage. And oh man,
wow.
The whole team going down
and
for
AJ,
WCF.
Yeah, just not a good fight right there. Wang went a little bit too aggressive. Purple got caught out and just blown up. They just need him to stay on the back line. Very bad.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of follow-up in after a Shyvana ult. I mean, Wang's not going to keep him in place. And they overstep their bounds. They lose 3 for 1 at the end of the day.
Didn't lose an inhibitor though. So
yeah, Thermidor's going to get that tier 2 in top lane, man. He just shreds towers with his passive. And he has a Stinger. He's going for Nash's Tooth.
He is going for that dueling build, which may let him actually fight the Shyvana. We'll have to see if that works out.
Yeah, he might be able to split push against it.
He already has the magic resist and armor items, so...
Oh, Wang sees him in the tri-bush though. Thermidor gets the first hit onto him. It's the battle of the junglers. Let's see who wins. Thermidor is very low. He's trying to run away right now. Ball goes out. Shockwave to try to help him peel it away. The Ignite goes down on my Wing, and he has to turn just to try to survive. And Thermidor with a Zonia's Hourglass bait. Purple Pickle Pie will survive, and Gurnig will pick up the kill.
But they are in a very bad position.
Oh yeah, Purple Pickle Pie gets split off from his team. Garrett Bolter, he actually twists the Vance in, and he's going to get the kill onto Aros. Most likely will trade his life for it, though.
I don't see him escaping whatsoever. Are they going to go for the Baron here?
Yeah. Oh, the ping went down.
They don't have anyone tanky enough to really be there for that yet. Dragon 4 is the safe option. They will get right here.
Yeah, much safer choice here, and they're on track for a very early aspect of the Dragon here. 4 dragons straight in a row here, with no contention though. But just kidding, they have to back away from the Dragon. The Dragon will pick herself up a Dragon. Yep, Smite goes down with the Ren stacks. There's no way you're gonna steal that Dragon away.
Wow, and they do stop that crucial 4th Dragon, so 5th is at least 12 more minutes away. That is a very big pickup for WCF right there.
So about a 7k gold lead for Guerrilla Radio.
Yeah.
6 towers to 2 though, so they have a lot of map pressure.
And Dan is just splitting his build up right now. I don't know, I think he's going for the Randuins next.
Yeah.
Which I don't actually agree with.
You should probably just finish the lock-in and get the active at this point.
Or that, or go into the Spirit Visage or something like that. Wang just leaving up a small minion. Oh, I think he was scared of where the other team was. They did have that ward up in their bush, so I don't know what he was really scared of.
Yeah.
He is the
Both.
second highest level on the team, though. But purple is the highest level in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume he's going Rylai's next. There isn't a lot of magic resist on the enemy team, so he has no reason to get the Void Staff right now. And if Thermidor's the one on him, it's probably already too late as it is.
Yeah. Shockwaves are still gonna hurt though. They're gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Shockwaves are super strong right now.
Yeah, and if he lands a good Shockwave, I think it's just a pretty easy team fight win for Guerrilla Radio. Their Wombo and their AoE is just too good. But like you said, WCF, they need to find the flank onto the back line.
They did get Baron control here, so they will be able to clear out these wards.
Ooh, hook misses on Albino Joe. That would have been surely a dead Janna.
Oh, Garnick's stuck in the pit.
Yeah, he has to flash out right before the big fight, though. Thermidor goes in on the Gurnig. Zoned this early. His team is there to try to help him out. The Equalizer goes down, though. The front line is standing on top of it, and Wang will go down, shredded out. AGS Zero still in the back line, doing damage. Double kill for AGS Zero, though.
Yeah. Actually ends up being a 2-for-2 trade.
Wow.
Both junglers and supports going down. Purple getting a lot of damage just over the wall right there. But Wang was just in the middle of all 5 of them and survived for quite a while to get quite a bit of damage out with his burnout. And trading kills right now is actually really beneficial for WCF at this point in the game. They do need to figure out a way to get some turrets down though and close this gold gap. I don't know if going bottom is the smart play right now, as there can just be a counter Baron. But Guerrilla Radio does not have the best Baron damage either. Just burst it down. So that is always something that needs to be accounted for.
So 6k gold lead still for Guerrilla Radio. They have Baron control.
There is a Dragon 4 coming up in a minute and a half, or a minute 45. That I would expect to be the next fight. Baron I think is just too risky for them right now. They don't have a dedicated tank. Just tank up all that damage. This Cruise will still be taking damage at only level 14.
Oh, Thermidor goes in, tries to get the catch onto Zero, and he will go down. Swift is unstoppable. He will pick up a kill for himself. Actually, two members of WCF are going down.
It's blown up. That should be the Baron. Or if they're going to shove in. I don't know if they actually have the damage to just shove in, though.
Oh, more Kog'Maw ults are still landing here.
I don't know if they're actually going to be able to do the Baron because of all that Kog'Maw poke damage that can come in.
Yeah, it's still a really risky Baron right now when you have Kog'Maw alive.
We've seen his poke just destroying the team. Gurnik is going to get blown up.
Yeah, good catch for Thermidor there. Maybe now without Gurnik alive?
There's going to be the TP in. And they will pick up that bottom turret. They are just going straight for this Baron. There's still the potential for a steal. There's no vision on it right now.
Yep. Yeah, and they're gonna actually back off.
They don't have a person that can tank the damage.
No, and it's just so risky with that many members of WCF alive and right next to the Baron. Harles will pick up blue buff on the way out. And delaying the Baron, I think, is really big for WCF to try to stay in this game.
They may be able to just rush down the dragon here.
Yeah, Guerrilla Radio has the back.
That should be dragon number 2, or are they just going to go for the turrets? I almost think that the gold may be worth it at this point in the game for them, just to get back a little bit.
Yeah, they made the rotation early on, and they are here at the tower. They have to respect the shockwave, though, and Probably with a parting gift. He's doing so much damage right now on Kog'Maw.
That was a level 1 ulti doing about a quarter of his health and damage. But they do have the Callista closeout here.
Yeah, but Guerrilla Radio, they are on the flanks. They sandwich in WCF, though. Who are they going to focus? Who's going to be dealing the damage, though? My Wang, he's stuck in the pit, but Shyvana ults out, flashes. He's trying to get away, though Thor 74 flashes on top of him, and he will lose his life. 60-second death timer for him. Dragon goes over to WCF.
Overall, not a bad trade for WCF. They'll just... they had all the minion pressure during all of that time. All the towers were getting pushed in. This Baron is still very dangerous.
Oh, Cruise Master's gonna end his life in the Baron pit. Like, there's so much poke out of WCF. I don't know how you can do a Baron safely.
Wow,
Thermidor is so incredibly low. They can't stay and fight.
As soon as this Rylai's comes in for purple, I don't think there's anything that Guerrilla Radio will be able to do. Just too much poke damage. Wow, that crit damage onto AJS though, or onto Dan. I don't like this name.
Yeah, we've called him AJS Hero Dan and Garen freaking Bolter.
Yeah, I actually had a friend message me earlier in the game who's Dan. That's watching the stream right now. So.
Still the same gold lead, though. For the last probably 20 minutes, Guerrilla Radio has had the 6k gold lead, but hasn't been able to convert it into more, or even a win, man. This is 42 minutes into the game, and you have Callista and AP Kog'Maw on the enemy team. I would be a little concerned. And Shyvana, who is only getting stronger.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, yeah, he's caught in a bad place. So Thermidor still going in. Knocked back into a shockwave, though. Look at that damage. That synergy double kill for Aro. It's Thermidor using that zone to try to bait him for more kills. Garen freaking Boulder, he gets pretty low, but he'll be able to retreat.
They may finally be able to push onto this Baron.
Maybe, yeah. With the jungler dead, Swift just taking so much damage.
Oh
AP Kog'Maw, Aros is almost dead. There it is, the shutdown from Purple Pickle Pie.
Just playing this Kog'Maw to perfection right now.
Wowzers, that is...
This is late game AP Kog'Maw for you. Just too much to deal with unless they get onto him.
Yeah, someone has to take this guy out. But like you said, there isn't anyone. Thermidor is the only one that could truly dive in, but I don't think he's gonna get there though. You have Albino Joe, his finger on R, ready to monsoon. And they're still trying to go for this Baron. They think this is their key to victory. This is the only win condition they have, is to pick up this Baron and push in for the win.
Yeah, Dragon 5 was taken off the table for them, so Baron really is their only way that they're actually going to push against this Kog'Maw, who now has a Rylai's. That is dangerous.
Yeah.
Once he gets that Void Staff, there's not going to be an answer. I mean, there's already not an answer.
Yeah. And man, what a turn of events. Like Guerrilla Radio, in their last 3 games, they didn't look the strongest. They didn't get a lot of early gold leads, or at least they didn't get like significant early gold leads. And instead, they're the ones who get the early gold lead, but they might be throwing it, which is sort of the tale of WCF this season. WCF might make a truly miraculous comeback.
They
Throw it
may.
over with the flash and ult in on the purple pickle pie, and that was the answer, but it gets monsooned away.
Wow, that was what they needed right there, but still just not quite enough. Purple is extremely low right now. He needs to go back.
Oh, God, the Loon Echo procs. And they keep getting hit with it. And Cruise Master, he still has Nautilus ult. That would be the thing to use on the AP Kog'Maw, but I don't think he can get in range for that.
And they burst it. They used pretty much all of their tools to get there for that. That's their best initiation they're possibly going to get on this AP Kog'Maw. With maybe the Nautilus ulti getting used, but they used the flash and the Orianna ulti. Or did they use the Orianna ulti? Oh, look at Thermidor right there.
Yeah. And the game.
Look at this minion wave. Just massive. If they could have gotten a Baron somehow and used that wave, I don't think there's a way to stop it.
No, yeah, it.
And this gold lead has stayed about the same for the past
30
20
minutes maybe. It might even been 30 minutes at this point. Like, we're approaching the 50-minute mark. Definitely I believe the longest game of the season so far.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what this last item that Wang is going to go for here. I would expect Warmogs, probably Banshees though. I mean Banshees, maybe a Warmogs. Would be my guess. Game is getting to the point where the gold doesn't really matter anymore. Ooh,
No,
wow.
yeah, death timers are getting really long. Dragon is live though, and Guerrilla Radio is gonna be there to take it, but the pings are going down from WCF. They want to try to trade this for Baron. They're not quick enough though. Aros is around the wall, able to spot out the team, and Guerrilla Radio, they're gonna be here. They could maybe charge in while they're trying to do the Baron though.
Get them all. They're just gonna back off here.
Yeah, oh, the hook lays down on the Albino Joe. Equalizer comes out, Gurnig standing right on top of it. My Wang has a Shyvana ult in, try to peel the enemy team away, and he's not able to take out Swift in the backline though. Purple Pickle Pie is exhausted. He's still trying to stay alive. Shockwave goes out. There goes the kill. WCF getting destroyed in the fight. Only 2 members alive for WCF right now. This is either the Baron or an inhibitor.
It should be an inhib, would be my guess.
Maybe even, if they rush, if they go very fast, they're very far away.
I don't think they can end the game.
No.
Their minion waves are where they want them to be right now. I think Baron might have been the best call they could have made. But
Yeah,
it's still 50 seconds.
They were close to the Baron. I don't think they have the tankiness, like you said, to be able to burn it down without taking too much of their own lives.
They should
The
be able
wave
to get
is
the
here though in
inhib,
mid.
though.
Yeah, they should be able to pick up this inhib. Still 30 seconds on anyone that could deal the damage required.
I'm figuring out if they could end the game right here. I think they can, though.
No, they're not going
Those
to.
inhib turrets are too strong.
And you have Gurnig up. Gurnig is no slouch at this point. He has Bloodthirster, Blade, Hurricane, and Last Whisper. He's only 1 item away from a full build Callista.
I think they may be able to get this Baron, though. They have the shields for it.
And the bot wave, they're coming over. Albino Joe and the Gurnig trying to be the saviors WCF needs, and it's not going to be enough. Guerrilla Radio will secure the first Baron of the game?
Yeah.
For 49 minutes in, and this is the tool they've been wanting for the last 30 minutes, and now they have it. They should be able to push in on another lanes inhibitor and try to finish the game.
I don't know if they can dive, though. They need these fights in the open. Around the pit or the dragon and the baron where they want to fight so that they can get onto purple, or he can't just keep on retreating.
Purple Picklefy, now the 6th item Kog'Maw, does a ridiculous amount of damage, and yeah, like you said, if they try to siege, he'll just clear the wave and probably take half your health.
Yeah, if he lands one of these ultis on you. I don't have the dragon timer, but it's got to be probably 3.5 minutes away. It's finally up to a 10k gold lead. A super close game at this point. Gernig does have that Quicksilver Sash now, so he will be able to get out of the Nautilus CC. They have a big minion wave down bottom here.
Mm-hmm. Only 4 strong though. Thor 74 is in the top lane. He does have teleport. I don't know if teleport channels fast enough if a fight breaks out. They have to sort of be preemptive about it. And just like that, that Baron infused mini wave is gone at the hands of Purple Pickle Pie.
I'd like to see him. I'd like to see them just go onto this Rumble right now and just see if they can kill him.
Yeah.
I think they could just literally.
Aro's misses a shockwave, doesn't hit anyone there, and he's really, really incredibly low right now. Thermidor uses the Zonius to try to stay alive, but he's gonna go down. Swift charges in, trying to deal the damage, trying to help out his team. Aros and Swift are still alive, but double kill for Purple Pickle Pie. Gurnig's going hard, able to pick up the Ruin Hands. Hurricane kill. And almost a complete wipe for Guerrilla Radio at this point. Throws Albino Joe in, lays down the exhausted Helen Gale, double kill for the Gurnig, and just like that, 0 for 4 ace.
Wow, and Thor did not TP in anywhere during that fight, and they held the top turret. Just super, way over aggressive on that dive there.
Yeah, the shockwave missing, that was the key there, and once WCF saw that, they knew they could win that fight. They did lose the inhibitor tower for it, but they keep the inhib and still stay in this game.
They should be able to pick up this scuttle, potentially. Which will give them dragon control, which they desperately need to stop this 5th dragon.
So, yet another win condition for Guerrilla Radio is on the table in less than a minute. But they have to try to go toe-to-toe in an open field 5v5 versus WCF, who is so incredibly strong right now.
Both teams are at the point where they are super strong. But we'll have to see if the late game scaling on WCF does pay off here. Purple has been full build for that fight. Almost everyone in this game is at full build, actually. I don't think the Gurnig has a pot yet.
No, but he did just finish that Mercurial Scimitar, so now he has a cleanse on board.
With the damage from it.
Yeah, with the damage added in on top of it. That was actually Swift's first death of the game, 6-1 and 10 on this Lucian, so he's been playing it pretty picture perfect at this point, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to try to secure his team their first win of the season. It's pretty much anyone's game at this point.
Wow, Crew's taking, as their tankiest member of the team, taking quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
They need to get in here.
Yeah, Talisman goes in. The Equalizer, though, cuts him off into the choke. Albino Joe will go around just to the Equalizer, though. Gurnig was in the back line trying to deal with damage as Callista, though, and WCF, they have to run for the lives. Garrett Breaker he will go down. My Wang, he is alive as well, but it won't matter. Purple Pickle Pie will recall, and surely this will be the game. 60 or 70-second death timers.
Albino Joe did not even get his ulti off in that fight.
Yeah, no,
he died so fast.
And that's something that I was applauding them early on, and Purple Pickle Pie.
Wow.
Barrel. He's going in. He's dealing the damage to Aros. Will he defend this base by himself?
Wow, and Wang just split pushing. He's gonna get an inhib.
Yeah, he has a huge mini wave. He has a bannered off siege minion. Thermidor goes in on my Wang. Wang's just still going for the inhib. Flashes into this and trying to secure it though. Shyvana ult out. Is he gonna get away?
He may get away.
Oh my god! He uses the burnout to get away. He gets the inhibitor, and Purple Pickle Pie by himself defends the base, but he goes too deep, trying to pick up the kill on Swift. And he will not. He will die, but his teammates are gonna be back up.
And Wang will get back. Will they? Oh, he will get this inhib with that Baron, or with the 5th dragon buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will get this inhib with that Baron, or with the 5th dragon buff. Yeah, he will get this inhib with that Baron, or with the 5th dragon buff. Yeah, he will get this inhib with that Baron, or with the 5th dragon buff.
Yeah.
And purple will not be up when this Baron spawns.
Yeah, in 50 seconds. It's going to be, I mean, he'll be up, 3 seconds after it, but that might be 3 seconds too late. So WCF, they trade 1 inhib, but for 2.
I think that trade is worth it because now they don't have to worry about bot lane supers pushing in, which will be huge.
Yeah, I mean, what I thought was just, the win, the game. Best case scenario, or the best case scenario for WCF, they trade an inhib, and they're still in this game, and they're in position to try to get Baron.
Wang is out of position here. Gonna have to ulti out. Which is gonna be another ult down for this Baron. And purple is still not even up yet.
Yeah, but Purple Pickle Pie, he is up right now, buys the home guards. It's a full item build. It's 56 minutes into this game, and we're almost approaching an hour-long game here. He's up, and the Baron has started. It's already down to half health. WCF, they have to be fast if they want to try to get this. And the Baron is completed. The Shockwave misses. But that's fine. Guerrilla Radio, they waste the Shockwave, but they get the Baron. No one has died yet. And they're going to try to ride this big mini wave up top to get that third inhibitor.
I'm trying to figure out, Dragon buff did just wear off now, so they only have one of the buffs. But there will be another 5th dragon. Wow.
Oh, Jesus. This shouldn't be legal. This Riot Games should fine Purple Pickle Pie and CLG at the same
this
time.
turret
This
is extremely low.
Just ridiculous damage. Man, yeah, just look at the fear. Like they cannot get too close though. Purple Pickle Pie, he's a little below half mana right now. I don't know if he's gonna need to be concerned about that. I think he's opting to go back right now.
Before the next minion wave gets here.
Yeah, to restore on mana.
That turret did not take any damage during that last exchange.
No, and Janna with the shield to try to help it out, to help stay it in. That's a pretty big Janna shield at this point in the game. Cruise Master, he's in tower range, but he is very tanky on that Nautilus. And once again, the minion wave's gone, and Guerrilla Radio's not able to pick up the tower. And Purple Pickle Pie's not even there for this. Like, he's just clearing mid-wave. And their bottom wave, look at that. Their bottom wave has 5 supers?
Is it really 5? Wow.
What the fuck? Supers. Oh, man. And they're still going in. The dive happens. The shockwave goes out. Huge fight coming in for Guerrilla Radio, but they're going down too. Purple Pickle Pie is down, though. Gurnig's the only one left alive to deal the damage. 4 members strong for Guerrilla Radio, and I think this might be the game 58 minutes in.
I don't think they're going to be able to hold off here.
Yeah, Gurnig would have to make some hero plays right now. Albino Joe is in the pad. He's going to try to defend. He still has the exhaust. Gurnig flashes in. What is he doing? Misses the Q, but able to pick up the kill. But Aros secures the kill. Nexus towers go down, and this is a good game, folks. Guerrilla Radio able to pick up their first win of the game, first win of the season, 58 minutes in.
Wow. That was a game, to say the least.
That was a battle for the bottom, folks. 58 minutes, and at the end of the day, no one's a winner. But I guess if we have to give the win to someone, we'll give it to Guerrilla Radio, and they do deserve it. Hard fought for them. Looked a little shaky at some points. It almost seemed like they were going to throw the game. WCF trying their best to stay in alive, but Guerrilla Radio with persistence. Who do you think you want to get in? And I guess obviously, I think we have to give Swift in here.
Yeah.
And Thermidor.
Yeah, that's who I was gonna say.
Okay. All right. Let's
get Swift in here.
Let's just get Swift in there.
User was moved to your channel.
Yeah, Swift is fine. Hey. Well, welcome to the Cast booth, and congratulations on your first win.
Feels good.
Yeah, no, I bet. I mean, how how concerned were you at the end of the game there?
When Wang traded inhibitors, I was a little concerned. Basically, our problem that game was, as the game went on, our shot calling actually got a little mixed. We had a lot of voices drowning each other out, and we had a few fights that should have been played differently or trades that shouldn't have happened. Wang should have never took our inhibitor, first of all. That's a big thing we need to review is what we're doing in that situation. So hopefully we don't have those mixed calls coming from multiple people again next week. But I wasn't exactly concerned at any point during that game because we were winning that entire time, and we knew that. We methodically took down towers, and then we just had trouble diving the cog ball because we would catch somebody else on their team out, and we'd accrue a little bit of a gold lead and a vision lead, but we couldn't turn that into tower diving purple pickle pie because he still had his summoners up because we'd blown ult on somebody else. And once we would finally blow those summoners on purple pickle pie, then we usually made some grounds.
Yeah, he pretty much was the only obstacle in your way of just steamrolling and taking down all those towers. He did a very good job on that AP Kog'Maw. You locking in Lucian. Let's talk about that for a bit.
Okay.
Not a very common pick you see nowadays in competitive across.
Let me interrupt you right here. Let me tell you about my boy Lucian. Everyone thinks he's dead. Okay, you want to think that? That's fine. But guess what? That's wrong. Lucian is 100% back as one of the best ADKs in this game again, because people are no longer running 3 or 4 tanks per team. And he's actually getting picked in, I believe, close to half the games in LCK over the past few weeks. And Lucian is definitely the character I feel the most comfortable on in the game. And we've just tried to do a few too many things with our teams lately. And this week we said, guys, let's just simplify things, pick some champs that go in. We're going to kill people. And that's what we did for the first 30 minutes and the last 2 minutes of this game. But I do think Lucian is back. I hope I'm not the only person that's going to be playing him in the near future because I feel he really adds a lot of excitement to the game. And I think the game is better when he's good. And it currently is.
Okay, well that fully answers that question. Stripe, you got any hard-hitting
really don't. I just hope you're ready for next week.
Well, I told my team before this week, I said, guys, 0-3 is obviously not how we plan to start, but I do think we started our season with the toughest possible slate of games. I expect we're going to have a much easier week 4 and 5 stretch, and I was right about that today. I'm not too worried about next week. I think just looking at the games, there's a clear top 3 and bottom 3, despite how game 1 played out tonight. And with a win next week, we'll suddenly be pretty in the running again.
Yeah. Obviously, it must feel good for your team to get that first win of the season. It's especially hard fought.
Well, yeah, I've also been telling my team, last season we had 3 different 2-win teams battling for the last playoff seed until the very last week. So that's something I keep telling my guys to keep in mind. And, the earlier we get those wins, the better.
Yeah,
but if we got to play this out the slow season, then that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we have a long season for a reason.
Exactly.
Teams can grow and figure out what they are, because we saw last season the teams that started off the strongest didn't necessarily finish there. So.
It's vice versa as well. Weak teams can become strong.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of playing together.
Well, I think we will do it. Thanks for the interview and congratulations once again. And we'll get into a very late starting game 3 here right after the break.